Today, I am going to share with you a story where a professor taught his students a priceless lesson using nothing more than a simple bottle of water. A lesson that thousands of pages in books could never teach. This story might change the way you think, and maybe even your life. In a bright, spacious university classroom, dozens of students were seated, their eyes fixed on the door. They all knew their professor would arrive any moment. This professor was no ordinary teacher. There was something magical about his personality. His words would sink directly into the heart, as if he peeled back the curtain of life and revealed the truth itself. Students often said, "Just one sentence from Sir can change the way we think, and sometimes even the direction of our lives." At last, the door opened quietly. The room fell silent. The professor entered with a gentle smile, but today he carried something unusual. A small water bottle, half filled. The students glanced at each other with puzzled expressions. "Why is he bringing a bottle?" they whispered. The professor didn't sit down. He walked to the center of the class, lifted the bottle high, and in a calm but deep voice asked, "Tell me, how heavy do you think this bottle is?" The classroom burst into laughter. One student said, "About 200 grams. Another replied, "No, maybe 300 grams. A third, jokingly, "Sir, perhaps half a kilo." The room echoed with laughter, but the professor only smiled, quietly waiting, as if he knew that in a few moments, this laughter would turn into silence and reflection. Then, in his calm tone, he said, "Maybe all of you are right, and maybe all of you are wrong. Because in reality, the weight of this bottle doesn't matter." He paused for a moment, then continued, still holding the bottle. "If I hold this bottle for just 1 minute, nothing happens." The students nodded, "Yes, sir." "But if I hold it for 1 full hour, what will happen?" The smiles faded. One student answered seriously, "Sir, your arm will begin to ache." The professor nodded, his voice deepening. "And what if I hold it all night long?" Silence swept the classroom. Faces grew thoughtful. Finally, a student hesitantly replied, "Sir, your arm will go numb, your muscles will stiffen, maybe you'll even have to go to the hospital." The professor smiled gently and set the bottle down on the desk. His words echoed in the silence. "My dear students, this bottle represents the worries and problems of our lives." He walked slowly to the corner of the room, his eyes meeting each student's, and said, "If we think about our problems for a little while, they don't harm us. In fact, sometimes reflecting on them is necessary." Then, pointing at the bottle, his tone grew stronger. "But if we carry our problems for hours, days, or months, if we hold them too long in our minds, they begin to paralyze us. They steal our happiness. They take away our peace. And in the end, they break us." The weight of his words was visible on every face. Some students' eyes shimmered with tears. Each one was silently recalling their own worries, their own burdens. The professor allowed a moment of silence, then spoke again. "Remember this. Problems are a part of life. But if you go to bed every night carrying the weight of them, even the morning sun cannot lift the darkness from your heart." He paused, smiled softly, and said his final words. "So at the end of each day, learn to empty your mind. Put the bottle down. Only then can you live tomorrow with new light, new energy, and new courage." The classroom was silent. Hearts were awakened. Some students exchanged thoughtful glances, others quietly wiped away tears, but in every heart, a decision was made that day. They would no longer live as prisoners of their own worries. That day, the students didn't just listen to a lecture. They received a lesson that could change a lifetime. Empty your mind. Let go of the weight. Live with peace. So, my friends, this story teaches us life's problems are like a bottle of water. It's okay to hold it for a little while, but if you keep holding on too long, it will weaken you, steal your joy, and take away your peace. That's why, at the end of each day, learn to set your worries down, empty your mind, and welcome the new day with a brighter heart.
If you like our stories, then share it and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.